Where are we seeing black hair as far as like movements? What is the statement now?
Then hair was more about the European look, more straight hair, crop cuts. You look at movies now, you see dreads, braid, colors.
One thing about black women, they can wear their hair anyway and look amazing.
Yeah.
Like seriously, what other type of person switches their hair up and still just looks so good? Name some other type of person. I can't.
Welcome to Making Progress, a podcast where we discuss and discover what it means to find success in the journey of making change. I'm your host, Myra Reneé.
All right. Well, welcome, LaTanya and Harper. Thank you so much for being my special guest today. LaTanya and Harper, you both run salons here in Madison. Can you just tell, our audience a little bit about your salons?
Okay, well, again, I'm LaTanya, and I have been a salon owner for since 2005. I started doing hair at the age of 12 years old. It's kind of been inherited. My mother did hair. My brother, he's a barber and a stylist. My grandmother did hair, so it's passed down. I specialize in cutting hair. I specialize in short hair. It's been quite a journey, just going through the different traditional styles that's coming back around, adjusting and adapting to the trends of hair. And so it's been a journey, but I enjoy it all. How about you, Harper?
Yeah, I'm Harper. I'm with Harper's Hair Culture on the north side, and we specialize in natural curly hair. So we do all curl types, from the loose waves to the tightest curls and coils. So that's where my passion is, and that's what keeps me up at night happy.
Yes. Well, I know Tanya asked me such a great question when she came in. She was like, why black hair? Like, why we're going to talk about, and I'm like, that's the question, right? Like, why is it always black hair, like the hot topic? Why are we always, being policed for our hair? And there's just so much like messaging that our hair has, whether we like it or not. It's like, if you wear your hair straight, it means something. If you wear your hair natural, you doing something. It's like, why can't we just be, right? And I think there's just like so much history around black hair. Like, we can look back, and I mean, it really starts with, unfortunately, our hair doesn't start with slavery, but I think the history of why it makes it so complex when it shouldn't be really does start with slavery, of like, really our traditions being taken away from us around black hair, and around like, not, as black women, not being desirable, right? Not having our hair practices and the oils and the different things that we used back home not being with us, right? And so we have all of that to then like the movements of like the 60s and the 70s of like wearing your hair natural and like, I'm black, I'm proud, right? And like, so our hair has really always meant something, and we've used it, like whether it's been in politics or movements. And then just now, I think also like, we can be beautiful and sexy, and we can wear our hair natural, we can have it down, we can wear the weaves, we can look like Beyonce, we can have all these different things, right? So I mean, like, what do you feel like now is like, where are we seeing black hair as far as like movements, or what do you think about like what is the statement now, or is it maybe just not having a statement? What do you think?
Oh gosh, well, I think you pretty much covered it, Myra. I mean, I think that back then, especially with media, let's talk about the movies. Then hair, was more about the European looks. You see more straight hair. The men were wearing more crop cuts. It was like more of a sophisticated business, professional look. But then you look at movies now, you see dreads and braids and colors, and it is an expression of oneself, and I think that sometimes our hairstyles, it expresses, who we are, it's an outward expression, right? And so you can wear your hair curly, today, and it looks very well with the outfit you have on, by the way. And then you can wear it straight. and it lines up with the outfit you have on tomorrow. And so I think it's about style along with expression. And then also I think we've had to defend ourselves. You know, we were called nappy head. The texture of our hair was always frowned on. And so I think now we're embodying, you know, the type of hair that we have. Do you guys agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think now we're taking it back.
Yes.
You know, so I can wake up and wear an afro and you can talk about me, but I feel empowered. I'm embodying that. And tomorrow I can wear it straight. And I think it's more receptive now in the world. You know, I mean, look at working at McDonald's, you couldn't wear, your tattoos couldn't be exposed, or your hair, you couldn't have colors in your hair. And now it's like, you go to McDonald's, you line and see. Like, So that's a good question there. What do you think, Harper?
So with me, one thing about Black women, just Black women in general, is they can wear their hair in any way and look amazing. Like, seriously, I feel that anyway. What other type of person can you imagine that switches their hair up and still just looks so good? Name some other type of person. I can't. So
I love that.
But like you said, with that, there are a lot of stereotypes or a lot of prejudgments just based on how you show up that day. And I notice it myself too. And I'm sure you both do too. Like if you go somewhere or think of the past, you know, if you went into an interview, you're like, oh, I probably should press my hair, straighten it so I can get the job. I'm not going to wear this. Or even trying to go on a camping trip, you know, you're like, what am I going to do with my hair then? You know, most people don't understand that unless you have that type of hair, that you need to like think ahead and plan before you do anything, right? Right.
True.
But what I'm seeing, like I follow the trends, and what I'm seeing in this day is I feel like Black women or Black people in general, males, females, kids, even kids, we are waking up and deciding, how do we want to present ourselves in the world today? And we're going with that.
That's good.
That's good. I'm really proud of our children. I service a lot of children, and they love their hair. They come into my chair, and I'm expecting like to deep dive, go internal with them. They're like, I just want my hair, but better. Just trim the dead ends off. Whereas maybe a 60-year-old woman, like I have a new client coming in, and she doesn't even think she has curls. She just calls her hair nappy. And so now that's like a whole different way that I have to dissect it. And so all I'm trying to say is our Black children today are coming out proud of their hair, and that's something that we should all be proud of because we've been a part of that.
And that's been a journey.
Because
when I was young, I remember literally these kids teasing me when I would wear my natural hair, and then I would just press it. Like for like decades and decades after that. And it wasn't because, well, one, yes, it does look good pressed as well. But it was really because and we're not talking about just white kids. We're talking about my peers, like other Black children. I mean, I was getting teased on the bus and at school for wearing my hair natural. So it is really something that we should be proud of, that our kids are just like, this is my hair. Like this is me. It's beautiful.
It is.
That's just a whole process.
It is a whole process.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So it also like reminds me, Tanya, when you're talking about like how like we can wear our hair like just natural or just however we want to wear it. But there are still like some places that are very judgmental and then do kind of, like I said earlier, police how we wear our hair. And I was thinking about the young wrestler. It was just, I think, in like 2018. So not too long ago, but he was in the wrestling competition. Do you guys remember that? And he had locks in his hair, and they would not let him compete.
That's
and
right.
this lady, was it a lady? She like put gloves on, and then she was like cutting his hair at the competition, and they were like filming this. Like, I don't know if it was the news or like somebody, but it went viral. Of them like cutting this young man's hair. Do you guys remember that?
No, I don't.
Sometimes I have to blank it out of my memory because it makes me so upset.
Yes.
And because it goes back to like recently what happened with the swim that's Olympics or something, something that they were policing on that too. And I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I can't get myself to think that way. So sometimes I'm like, gee, like another thing that we have to have a conversation about.
Yeah, defend.
Defend, exactly.
Just to have your hair.
Just to have
like
your hair.
natural hair.
It doesn't make sense to me, so it's hard to like think. I try to always like empathize with people, but some of that stuff doesn't make sense to me, so it's hard to navigate.
Yeah. Do you feel like as hairdressers that you are really helping shape self-esteem with people around their hair and like how people are showing up in the world?
Yes. I think, again, helping people to embody, their hair texture. Because as we spoke on it earlier, we will have a client come in asking for one thing. Oh, I want my hair like Beyonce, or I want my hair like this tutorial I seen, earlier. And so helping them to understand, honey, your hair isn't curly like that, or your hair it doesn't get as straight as this. And so, but doing it in a loving way, and helping them to be okay with the state in which their hair is in. And if there's room for improvement, providing that knowledge. And so I think that not all salons, or even barbershops, provide that level of education, right? Because some of us that stand behind a chair aren't qualified. We don't educate ourselves enough to impart that, knowledge in someone else. And so I think psychologically, we deal with that first, even before we can provide the actual service. We call it consultation, so they sit in the chair and we extend that level of education to them and, express to them, where they are and where they can go, as opposed to what they see, but society does that very well, right? They project that we can be like this person, or we can do what this person do. And so I think we do, some of us do a great job with providing that level of service before we can extend the actual service.
And embracing just like your own uniqueness and like what your hair is like and what your hair can do.
Yes. I like that question. It's really good because it goes a long way. And as you stated before, Harper, our children are adapting to that. We have 15-year-olds wearing their natural hair. I didn't even think that would ever even be possible, and
there's no boundaries with it either. It's not, oh, you're a boy, so you need to do this. Or there's still people that have that judgment, right? But they're just showing up how they want to. There's just not as many parameters around it. So I'm really happy seeing, like, even just dropping my kids off at school. I'm like, all the curls or the braids or now she's wearing her hair like that. So cool. And even my daughter's like, can I get your business card to pass around? And so I do. Like, that's my favorite part. I love that. And I feel like we both lit up. Like, we both had big smiles when you asked that question. Because I think that's my favorite thing is seeing that evolution of confidence.
There
and
it is.
you do short hair. So short hair, I'm not sure if your clientele is like primarily women, but
yes, it is.
Short hair. I like to wear my hair really cropped and like pixie is short, like as short as possible. So this is long for me, but I had to fight for my right to have short hair. I was judged a lot for being for choosing to wear short hair and being female.
That's a different kind of confidence, right?
It is.
Because to me, I feel like we classify, short hair represents this, long hair represents this, curly hair, there's a different representation. In one aspect, it's true, but then in another aspect, I should be able to do what I feel to do.
Exactly. It's the whole of just being, right? And as Black women, I mean, and as Black men, like, can we just be and not have to carry around all of these other meanings and just being, like, however we want to be, whether it's straight, short, long, all those things. I just feel like there's so much pressure, that we deal with as Black people that, I don't know, it's just like another weight on us.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Well, how do you guys, as, also, as hairdressers, how do you feel like, we're talking about like meaning and all this meaning that hair has, do you feel like there's meaning that you have in people's life? Not just like the typical, like you do hair.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like in Black hair culture, we know historically, there's been a lot of sharing that happens at salons and at barbershops. A lot of community building that's there. Like, what do you guys feel like your role is as hairdressers? Do you think it's just, I'm just a salon owner, or does it mean more to you? Or to others? What do you think it means to others?
Well, I'll chime in again. Great question. You're just
I know,
full of
I
great
know.
questions. I love it. Yes, the salon experience it has evolved. I think back in the days, it was about families and, at the barbershops, they will watch the games and all of that. And so it was more of a conversation piece or space, that was established. But I think we have evolved. And now, again, I'll echo, it's more of we deal with the psychological aspect. People come in and they vent. We become therapists, unlicensed. But, we're speaking to situations and problems that ones are having. But I also think it's a networking component now. People want to advertise in the salons, and people are meeting and greeting in those spaces. They run into friends and colleagues, and it's just, it's a different environment. And I think every salon is different, but when you find your niche, you kind of capitalize, on that. And so as far as our salon, we create a space for families. Yeah. And so we conversate, and we're encouraging one another. We're bringing back the chastisement of children. Yeah. We're servicing your children, but boy, go sit down and wait until your mom get back, because parents are leaving their children there now, to be serviced, and that trust issue has come back, and so I appreciate that. So I don't only stand behind the salon and provide service, doing hair, but I am edifying and uplifting people, and, I'm parenting, and so I think that it has evolved greatly.
Yeah. In my family, so I use both of you, or both of your services.
Sure.
My whole family goes to your salon, Tanya. Harper, I go to your salon all the time. I believe my one baby girl has gone to you as well. I'm trying to get the college girl, but she's she's in DC. So love both of the salons for all the different reasons and specialties.
Sure.
But I will echo what you just said with the whole family. I mean, my kids go there, and I think they do get so much. And then your brother, who is with you, I mean, just seeing a Black man doing hair. And then his books, he has like his books are always like Black authors.
Library.
You hear the music. I mean, you're just like, this is what I want my kids to get a little taste of, when we go out. So I think it's just, maybe it's not the same like how it used to be back in the day, but it's like that Black culture and, the essence of just kind of like, I don't know, like who we are. It's just in the little things. Like, I don't even know if your brother knows that. Like, just having his books out and all of that, like, that means something. My kids are watching. They're looking at all of that. They're taking all of that in. And I do think, like, salons, that's, like, a true extension, of our homes. Yes. It's like, you guys are our hairdressers, but it's almost kind of like you guys are, like, our aunties and cousins and stuff when we go there. It feels like home. It really does when we go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, I do love that. And just kind of going along that, too, is when the reason I started my business was because I desired a space that I have created. And I just like the other day, I was like, this is what I wanted to walk in, and I wish I had that, but we also we want to be a better part of the community too. And like you said, you have to be very intentional on creating that community, at least where we live, where we reside. But we do other things together too. So it could be fun things, but it could also be toy drives. So each year we do a toy drive, and we donate those toys to the children who aren't gonna get Christmas presents, you know.
Yes, give it
And
back.
so exactly. And so we tend to give back quite a bit and donate services and but other things outside of just hair. So I'm super excited about how we are evolving as salons too, and I do think that we are a big pillar to the community.
Yeah,
And I think it's important. And we make a lot of connections together, and we refer a lot of people. So when we're in the salon, you might be able to find a realtor.
Yes,
A contractor.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I'm super excited about how it's going. And I don't feel like we're very competitive in Madison either. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe that's
there's
just
no
the community.
reason to
There's
be.
no reason
I mean,
to be.
because it's like, I mean, look at my one family. I mean, we go to like 2 different shops. I mean, because we have to.
Right.
Yes.
So I think like, you know, there's no need to. Like, you specialize in what you specialize in, and people will find you, you know.
Yes,
and
yes.
I don't think we have even enough to really go around, especially here in Madison.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
In the salon, we call our clients HHC fam, like Harper's Hair Culture family, because you guys are my
Yes,
family.
yes,
you know,
yes.
I'm at the salon more than I'm at home sometimes. So it's that's my family, and my Instagram name for my hair page is the Curl Mama, and then Brianna, my right hand, she's the Curl Auntie. So that's how we feel. Like, that's why when you said that,
it's real.
and then our next baby's gonna be the Curl cousin and the Curl sister. You know,
And
like,
y'all are fam, because y'all
Yeah.
know all the business too. Because I'm sorry, but the minute I lay back in the chair, it's like I'm just telling Harper all sorts of. I'm like, oh,
Yes,
and then, girl, this is what's going on. I was like, it's something about when you put that head back and then someone's shampooing your hair, and you just
That's
like you just let it go.
Yes. Relationship building.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that so much too.
Well, I think for me as a professional Black woman, I'm like, I want it all. I
Yes.
do. I don't have time to come into any type of establishment. I want to feel good when I
Yes.
walk in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I want to be treated well. I want to be treated respectfully.
Yes. On a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like I actually would entertain paying that
Sure.
for the
I
experience.
was like, can I get the
Yeah, okay.
the information?
Yeah, because
I will lay down.
Like for me, I only probably braid my hair, you know,
Right.
once a year, twice a year, not too often. But I was even watching on Instagram. I don't know if you guys seen the white lady that's been braiding
Oh
hair.
yeah, I have.
That's real popular, and she has Black women coming in,
Yes.
Flying
and it's
in.
because the way she really treats them.
Yes.
And I said, now we got to talk about this.
Yes.
You got Black women flying in to see this white woman that's braiding people's hair.
Really well too.
Yeah, she does do it well.
Yes.
That's something. I mean,
we're paying for the experience.
Yeah.
We buy into the experience before the service.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it. It's all about your mental state.
Yeah.
You know, I want to come to the salon, and it's a time for me to just relax and pamper myself. And
Yeah.
again, it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want the riffraff, you know, and that's costly. It
Yeah.
really is. And so, again, it's a trust factor, being able to enter into that space and getting everything that you need in that moment. So,
yeah.
I love it.
So how do you guys decide how you're going to run your salon, and how, like, what is the experience that you give to your customers?
Yeah, so like I can speak on that too. So when you're running a proper business, you really have to dive deep into what that actually is. And I know I mentioned like my clients feel like family to me, but at the end of the day, business is business. Right. So we have to proceed as a proper business. If we want to survive, and small businesses make the world go round, but small businesses will be the first things to be affected if you do not follow proper business protocols. And in our area, about 44% of the businesses have shut down, and it's supposed to keep going that way. So how are we going to stay in business? Right. What's our plan?
Yes.
I don't know all the answers. So I have a CPA, the accountant. I have a business coach who's been in the industry. I've been in the industry for 11. I've seen so much things change in just those short 11 years. I've had my own business for 5-6 years now. And so I need people I can trust. Because like you said, so many things pop up where they're like, in order to be successful, you must do this. And then we're like, wait, why? Is that effective, or is that going to turn people away? And so I have people that anything I make a decision on, even as the owner, I have to talk to Brandon, Deb. I got to run through all the people, my salon manager. I got to run through all the people before we do that. And I think that's generated a lot of success for us. We have not had a low moment at all since the beginning of my business. And I think it's because I really do dive into education and I do things that make me uncomfortable. Numbers are not my friend. Numbers are not my friend, but I sit down and I balance my QuickBooks. I include my budgets. It's hard.
Well, no one goes into what I mean, me as well, but like none of us have gone into our businesses thinking like about the numbers. Like it's a passion and we enjoy it. We're good at it, which kind of maximizes you in your potential in running a business because you are so good at it and people want to follow you and go to your salon. They don't want to just go to a salon where you work, but they want to go to yours, right?
Yes.
But then there comes all the other things about like running a business, which I think is like so important for people who are starting off to hear this from you two. Like, you didn't just pop up, right?
No.
And start. I mean, like you grew it, but there's other things that you have to really make sure like your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed.
Yes. And a lot of that stuff that we go through, the negatives, the sacrifices, I don't speak on that because that's not, I don't think that's anyone's business really. And I don't want my journey to be looked at a certain way. So I share my wins, but there's a lot that I have sacrificed as well.
Yes.
But I want a space that is designed for the people who choose me. I am not for everybody.
Absolutely.
I am maybe only for 2% of the people in our community, but for that 2%, I want them to feel extremely valued. And I want that same respect too. So sometimes I got to put my business hat on and put Harper, the entrepreneur, aside. Harper, we laugh about this. Like there's Harper, the lead tech, Harper, the educator, Harper, the owner, and just Harper, I guess. So, we have to change our hats and be serious. And there's been a lot of tears and a lot of people who don't like me now because of it. And I have to be okay with it. And it's hard.
It's
so hard.
Yes.
It's so hard and it never will not be hard, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. I like what you said, Harper. And the first thing that came to mind when you were talking about the foundational piece, because when you think of salon, you think of the beauty aspect of it, the fun part of it. Oh, I get to change your hair from one state to another. But then there is that business side, the side where there's many tiers, and there's the side where you don't know all the answers. You don't have all the answers. You don't know who to turn to or who to trust with that. And I think that is what separates us, from other salons and what helps to identify who we are, in the workplace because of that piece right there and being true to it and not compromising that because that matters. We have to be legit. We have to have the licensing. We have we worked hard for that, to maintain that piece that makes us different from the one who does hair in the house. And so having your credentials in place and understanding how the books, the balancing of your books work and setting goals for yourself, right?
Yes.
I mean, standing behind a chair as an independent independent contractor versus having a salon with employees is totally different.
Yeah.
But even understanding that and maximizing what that looks
Yes.
like, you know. So I'm glad that you touched up on that, because it's important to understand that although we're a small business, we still operate
Yeah.
like a big business.
We do.
It's still a business.
It's still actual
Absolutely.
business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and so you asked the question, you know, why?
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I think it was traditional. I think my family, you know, sparked this what we have today, and so it's an inheritance. It's been passed down, and not the salon piece, but the gift, you know, has been passed down, and it's more meaningful to my brother and I because it's a legacy. You know, it's something we want to keep in the family, and we don't want to change the face of it. We want to create this family-oriented space where the culture is not compromised. You know, the music we play, you know, reflects how we feel in that day, and it's not. It speaks to our personality. We light candles, and as you stated before, we have a library, you know, and because we cater to a more business professional or have a more business professional clientele. And so we want to keep that because sometimes that's the only experience that people get. You know, let's just keep it real. You know, that's all they get, you know, in that moment. And so to be true to that, it really means a lot to us. We're very passionate about it. And honestly, sometimes I forget that, oh, yeah, you came to get your hair done, you know, because, you know, you and I have done it where we've stood in the middle of the floor and we just dove into conversation, and my brother be like, come on in here, lady. You don't have to remind you that you came to get your hair done, you know. And so I really appreciate that. And so I got into the business, one, because it's all I knew. It's all I knew. At 12 years old, I knew that I'll be a salon owner. I knew that I had this special gift, and I chased it. You know, and now I understand that it's beyond doing hair. It really is. It's a transformational piece for me. It's being able to impart, you know, something into someone and extend what you have, giving people a piece or a part of you. And so I love it. I'm getting emotional now because I just, you know, it's a way for me to express who I am, you know, and to offer a piece of me to, you know, my clientele. And so I created a platform that provides that offers me the opportunity, you know, to do so. And so for me,
it's so great. I mean, the impact is so huge on other people too. So it's like, it's for you, but also for other people.
Yes.
So now there's tutorials all over the place about hair and like how we can do hair, like all these different methods, especially for the curly hair, especially for that. I see so many different methods, and I mean, people using strainers, people using, have you seen that?
Yes.
I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to use my strainer now for my hair? What is going on? So you have all these different like tutorials of how to do hair, what products to use, what this influencer is using. Why go to the salon? Why go to the salon and not just do these tutorials and things that we're seeing on YouTube or on Instagram?
So we call that YouTube University. Okay, that's what we call it. So yes, I feel like
I love it.
I have been in previous salons. My first salon that I worked at was actually a European salon, and I learned a lot of business from that salon. Obviously, there's nothing European about curly hair, I feel like, but once I fully adapted to, I've always had like the primary focus was curls and color, you know, and healthy curls, but YouTube University has really taken over like natural hair in general, and I have to battle all the time with it. And even in my chair, I'm like, why'd you come see me if you want to do it yourself? I'm fine with you doing it yourself, but why'd you come see me? I asked them, really.
Absolutely.
And it's been getting a lot better. And I think that's because I primarily service clients who are CEOs or are in the surgeons or in a just more demanding career where they don't have time to attend YouTube University.
Right.
So they come to me to make sure that I'm educated on all the things, and they want to sit in my chair and just let me do it.
Yeah.
But as I hire people, they attract younger generations who they were born with that. With the technology and the TikTok is really big. I deleted TikTok because it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Strainers and what else is out there right now? Different types of brushes.
There's like the bowl
The
method.
steamers. I mean,
There's the bowl where you don't wash it, like in the shower. You use
do a bowl method. You dip it
and
in. You drop it down.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm like, you want to do that at home? That's fine. Do that.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
But anyway, I have a lot to say about that. But I'll break it down in the chair. I'm like, okay, so let's watch this video together. We watch it together, and I'm like, do you want to do all that? No.
Yeah.
Then
no.
okay,
It's a
then
lot.
let's not do that.
I
don't want to do that.
Well, also too, I mean, I know like no matter where, like whose salon I'm at,
Yeah.
and I'll watch what the hairdresser is doing, and I'm like, okay, walk me through step by step. But even
Yeah.
trying to follow, I mean, you could almost write it and take a video of it, and then you get home and you try to do everything that person did, and you're like, nah, this is not the way Tanya was doing it. This is not the way Harper was doing it. Like, it's very hard to like imitate what a professional does in their, in their work that they do. I don't know. I can never copy it completely.
Yeah, and that's another thing, and I think that's why we do it. But I think we were kind of mentioning this earlier. You said that you knew at the age of 12 you wanted to have a salon.
Yeah.
I knew since I think in kindergarten, and then even at 12, I was just thinking about that. That's so funny. At 12, because I have a 12-year-old right now who's just driving me crazy, and I was like, I remember being 12 and like talking about I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and really, that's when I really decided that I am going to open a salon. I don't know how or what, but YouTube was a big thing. I was born in 95, so y'all can do the math of how old I am. But but YouTube was a huge thing, and unfortunately, I could not go anywhere to get my hair done, so I had to resort to online platforms and YouTube, and I was doing all the things like the Blue Magic, the pink lotions, and the LOC methods, and
what even happened to Blue Magic? What happened to that?
It's still there. Is it still there? It's still there. Well, I don't use it. Pink lotion. I still can smell pink lotion. It's still engraved in my mind.
Memories, but that stuff. I mean, for back then, that was like
we loved
my go-to.
We loved it. We were cooking our hair like chickens, getting our hair straight, putting the oil on first, and then so
that is funny.
We started. We did have the YouTube videos, and all our friends would get together, and I did everybody's hair. So I learned a lot on there, a lot of what I should not do. So now in the salon, I'm like, why am I telling you guys this? Because I did it at home, and I do things first. If I do things, I'm a lifestyle stylist, so I practice what I preach, and I've done it first. And here's an option A. You know something better, you do it better,
Absolutely.
And so option A, you can do it like that if you want to, and then, but if you want this route, here's some options, and I'm getting better about that too. Like I'm getting better about meeting people where they're at as well, and being like, okay, you don't want to spend 3 hours doing your hair, so you're not going to get the very defined look then. You maybe need to rock a bigger style that only takes 10 minutes. So I'm getting better at that too. And I do have to watch these videos and stay in the know with it, because I need to know what is out there, pressuring our people. Thinking that there's one way to do things when there's not. And I just yesterday I just had a whole conversation with a client, and I walked it down with them, and clearly they trust me, and I was so grateful that they came to me. Like if you were to come into my chair and was like, Harper, I saw this online, I will walk that through with you and come up with a plan to make it make you feel very comfortable. But it's exhausting, I'm not gonna lie. It's very exhausting. And I try to stay nice.
I
try to stay nice.
Just to add to what you were saying, I think that media suggests easy. quick fix. But it's also a money-making platform. YouTubing, you can make money. You know, it's about followers now. It's about making money. So understanding the intent behind it. And it is a market for the ones who want to mimic what they see on social media, want to practice on their own hair and tear it up, and then come to us to fix it. And so, but then it also helps us, to stay in the know, to understand, because I mean, back in the days when I went to hair shows, that was the thing. That was our educational platform to learn the new trends and the new hairstyles, and how to maintain, healthy hair and all of that. But that has decreased. It's not the same anymore. It's almost became a fashion show, right?
Yes.
And
or to sell things.
To sell things, or we've gotten away from healthy hair, because now what is in weaves and frontals and lace fronts and so all of the things that contradict healthy hair. But what about the one like you and I who really consider hair care, and so we have to go to YouTube. So it's not, I think it has its advantages and disadvantages, because we have to stay up to date, somehow. But it is exhausting, as you stated. It's exhausting because we have to fight against that mindset that's being shaped and formed, through social media or the tutorials that we see, because now I have to tear that thought process down. You don't get to dip your hair and then, or 5 different colors in your hair, it doesn't speak healthy, especially when you've done it yourself, and so just learning how to combat against that, I think, has taken our knowledge to a whole nother level, right?
Yes.
And so,
So how did you guys learn? Because, I mean, did your schooling teach you your kind of like specific craft, like your, what you're known for? Like Tanya, like people know they can come to you and grow their hair back if there's been some hair loss, the short haircuts, Harper with the natural, hair care that you do. How did you guys learn this very specific crafts within your craft? Tell me like a little bit about, I'm like really curious about how did you learn what you did? And you talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, earlier.
You talked a little bit about it.
So obviously, well, not obviously, because I don't think this is true for everybody, but we went to cosmetology school and we learned the basics of it. And hair is hair. Just let's put that out there. Hair is hair. So for me, I'm very science based. So everything I do is backed up behind science. So TikTok can't take that away from us. Science is science. But there's human error when it comes to science. So like a lot of things I had to unlearn, because all of a sudden they're like, just kidding, that's not what works. And we're like, so then we really have to break down science, but also trial and error. So, okay, they said that this is what it's to do, but before I do that on a client, or before I do sell a product, I try it out at home first. And for years prior to using it, I don't just bring in something that is just new and fun, because that new and fun thing will make your hair break out in 3 months, possibly. So, yes, we had to go to a very lengthy, expensive cosmetology school, which means the science of beauty and all that good stuff.
Right.
So we did that first, but they did not touch base on curly cutting, curly techniques, black hair, hair in general. I mean, we touched up on relaxers, very right? Minimal. That's something I never would offer. That's not it at all. So I had to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on continuing education. And I have to fly out to Nevada, Georgia, Virginia. I got to go to Illinois. I have to go elsewhere to get this education. Atlanta is a big one. So California is a big one. So I have to go places to get educated, and I do that always. So now not only am I taking clients full time behind the chair, I'm also an owner and a leader, but I'm also flying to get education. And that's huge. And exhausting, but I love it. But the cool thing, like we were talking about with YouTube, is there's a lot of great stuff out there on YouTube as well. Like, not all of it is all bad. So I love technology, and there are a lot of classes that I can now take that are virtual. So I'm actually in a part of a program right now that focuses on the business for stylists or salon owners, and I can do it at my own pace at home. So, but I don't get that same interaction or that same energy from doing it alone at home than as I do like going places. So I try to do both because you get a different experience. Yeah, but it's expensive. Like the next class I'm looking at is $1,800 for just one day. $1,800. Wow. For one day. For 4 hours.
This is like mind blowing over here because this is like not my industry at all. So this is like, I just would never even think of that.
And beauty school right now, when I went 11 years ago, was $20,000. Now it's like $30,000 for 1,800 hours. It's $27,000.
Very accelerated, but it's costly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So pay your hairdressers, folks. Pay
when we're charging something,
please.
It's not even covering what we have to sacrifice on a daily basis. But we love doing it, and like a lot. I work for free sometimes. I'm just gonna be real because of my passion for it. I go to work and I love my space so much. I love my people so much. But also I gotta pay the bills because if I don't pay my mortgage, I don't know where my family of 7 is gonna live. So Myra, can I live in your basement?
That's right. Come on. We'll make it. We open up a shop downstairs too. No.
Yeah. I like that you spoke on continuing education because it's been necessary. You can't use what you did 10 years ago today.
Yeah.
And I think again that kind of speaks volume, to the space that you've created. Things happen. Our clients take medication and it affects their hair. Wow. And so just learning how to respond to that, requires some knowledge, and
aging.
So I appreciate aging. Ooh, how to tackle the gray hair.
Ooh, good Lord.
Yeah, it's different.
Oh, good Lord.
The one that wants to embrace it. Can we talk about that? Because people are now embracing wearing gray hair, and it's resistant. It's stubborn. And so, just educating ourselves, in the most effective way, to, so that we can effectively service our customers. So I really, really appreciate you bringing that, to the forefront. That investment is so key, to what not only separates us from others, but also what attracts the market that we're trying to attract, right? Being true to your niche, is has been a real thing, So
be you. I mean, it's like that's what you're passing on. You're being yourself. So also your customers, you're bringing out whatever that authenticity, their authentic self that they're trying to be as well. You're encouraging that and inspiring that. So, I mean, it really starts with you as the hairdresser. It makes so much sense.
Absolutely. And just really quick, earlier you were talking about being able to recommend another salon or, acknowledging that this is not a service that I offer. Not that you can't do it, but that you don't offer that service. And I think it speaks to the knowledge as well. Not being afraid, to share knowledge. It's not a competition, because I don't specialize in natural hair, and so just identifying that, it goes a long way. And I think part and parcel, our community don't do enough of that. The Black community, we don't do enough of, sharing what we know. And that's a whole nother conversation.
I love referring people though, because I'm like, if I'm not the best fit for you, I don't want you in my chair. Not no shame, but I just don't want you being like, oh, you're my best friend, so you're in my chair, or oh, this. No, I don't want that. I want you to be where you want to be. And me personally, I have like 3 people who do things to my hair. One that does the color, one that does the cuts, and one that does my braiding or alternative styles. And I get something from each piece, and I love them all for for that. And I invest in that because I want to know what it's like to be a client too. I forgot why I was talking about this now. I wanted to referring people.
We
so
will
I have
refer.
a list.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
list.
I love just that, like, let's make that a culture, right?
Yeah.
Like, of just like referring and passing on.
I can't
and
be
sharing
everything.
And, we can't be.
And I don't
we don't want
to be.
to be.
I don't want to
be.
Yes.
I don't want to be
Yes.
everything.
I love that.
Wow.
So, in the theme of kind of like making progress, right? If you could just kind of think of like one area around this subject we could make progress in, what would that be?
That's a good question.
I think we can make progress on like understanding each other a little bit. And right now I feel like there's a big bashing culture going on in social media where mainly, and I'm disappointed mainly in like salons and stylists where they're bashing their clients. And I'm disgusted with that.
Good point.
Because it's like, it makes me sad, like you're really putting it out there that you can't stand this, or like, have you guys seen the trend that's like my XR? And it's like, I don't like that. I really don't like that. So I think we could definitely make progress as coming together. We're partners. Partners. We're not, I don't know. We're not anything else. Like if you're coming into my chair, I'm offering you this. When you're in my chair, you're offering me this. Like, so it's a partnership. It's not a, I don't know. It's almost like a lot of people are being competitive with their own clients, and so I think we could make progress on understanding. Okay, Harper, these are your boundaries, your expectations, and your price. I understand that you charge this because of all the things you offer, and then me, it's like, you're in my chair and this is who you are. This is what you offer. I'm not going to try to make you into something that you're not. And I'm not going to bash you for maybe not being able to meet me where I'm at either. I don't know. So I think we could make progress by understanding each other and not bashing each other.
Yes.
And that goes for us on the side of stylists. Maybe a salon over there doesn't do the things that I do, but I'm not going to bash you guys. Or if you come in my chair and like we get a lot of transformations or corrective situations, I am not going to bash the stylist who did that because I don't know what you said to the stylist or allowed that stylist to do anyways. So I want us to all come together and just make progress on appreciating each other or uplifting each other and respecting each other. I want to make progress in that.
And understanding the game, because a lot of games are played, you have clients that will hop from chair to chair because of the experience or the level, the services that they get. Like you said, you will go to someone for your color and someone for your cut, and there's a respect that comes along with that. But then there are some clients that does that, but they want to bash the person. So understanding how to respond to that customer. So you almost have to be on your game, to respond to the different games that are being played. And so I appreciate you, bringing that to the forefront that we should, make more progress in respecting each other and understanding that, you can go to the South Side and it is a total different experience there versus the East Side. And, but it doesn't mean that we are the ones that need to bring attention to that. And so, because we want to be respected and we're professionals, right? And we are aware of those who aren't, but we don't need to voice that. And so I agree with you.
Yeah, because some people want to go somewhere that is more lax or more chill, that has music videos playing on the screen or football or whatever else, or something chill in and out. And then there's some people who want to spend quality time in the salon to get quality, a different quality service. So I think that's really cool, is like, we can't be everything, so let's be what we are and be the best at what we are.
That's it.
I love it.
That's it. That is it. Yes. Making progress.
Yes, making progress. I feel like this conversation has made some progress. So I'm super encouraged. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here in my home.
Yes,
talking about hair.
Yes, thanks for having me. I was so excited for this.
Yes, it's a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.